By the way, I think I need to close this window. Right, so today I'm probably gonna continue with pitch adjustments. I just need to figure out how can I simplify some of the conditions here. I had some of them in my head during the day. And also I realized that the logic here is probably, or rather not here, but yeah, over here, it's probably something that I need to consider also for grace notes. And yeah. Also, I think that I can extend this logic for like in general for key signatures as well, not only for key signatures before the units themselves. So I need to think how can I simplify this, and yeah, then I can continue. Here I'm just trying to explicitly, here I'm just checking that this particular pitch adjustment is reflected by the key signature before unit. But I think this thing is unnecessary if, let's say, I'm assigning 0 like initial value, then it would work even for like common keys. Probably, yeah. And also I think that I need to check how it works across measures, because it seems like I mean, I'm pretty sure that I will check everything, but yeah, it's quite tricky. I need to figure out how to deal with this. All right. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to go about this thing. Yeah, here I'm also sorting by grace count, which is nice. Yeah. Okay, so this thing, I think we don't need it. It's just unnecessary complications. Although I mean, it depends on how you look at the problem. If you look at the problem from perspective that key signature don't affect pitch adjustments in terms of like at the same time as pitch adjustments by the keys, then sure. But on the other hand, I don't understand that it's just adds up multiple sort of variables which are not necessarily needed here. So and also I don't know, it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky. Yeah, I think that in the future it will make more sense to leave those variables. I don't know. But what I definitely know that okay, so what I definitely know that this condition can be extracted for sure, because this thing must be always true in order to satisfy this whole condition. And yeah, and here we can just leave everything as it is. Yeah, here also I think we can remove it. We can remove those braces, I think. And yeah. Okay. Okay, so in order to check that it works, okay, let's go to the master branch and create another branch. So let's say it's page adjustments QA. Alright, now let's run all the tests just to be sure that we didn't break anything. Oh, we broke everything. That's weird. Okay, that's kind of weird. Oh, actually, yeah, I don't understand what's going on. I need to put those braces here. Okay, now everything works. All right. Another thing that I was considering is that we found sort of the time, but we don't consider necessarily grace counts. But I think we should somehow consider them. Yeah, we don't consider grace counts of key signatures, I think, which is quite essential. And let me think. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, this condition will be more complex, I suspect, and I think it would be called like pitch adjustments. Time grace count, something like this. Yeah, and here we kind of like checking that. Yeah, let's put it explicitly that it's undefined, like the grace count. So grace count is not equal undefined. If that's so, then we can assign it this thing. I mean, but we could have easily just assigned as this, but whatever. Oh no, this is not what. Okay. Yeah. really this thing. Okay, now that makes more sense. And so if the node is grace, I guess, and if the time is the same as pitch adjustment time, and that normalized pitch adjustment grace count is less or equal to this thing, then yeah. Okay. Okay, so if the timings are the same, we need to follow certain things. So I suspect that if this is a grace, if that's a grace node, it means that it's definitely got some grace count. But I mean, yeah, it also depends if this thing is found or not. So yeah. Okay, so there are two conditions, I suspect. So in case if this is grace count, then it means that those normalized grace counts are also found. And we are, I think we need to consider okay, this condition is quite complex, so let me think. So, so yeah, there should be two conditions, where it's like first one is that is when we kind of like first condition is that there is some sort of pitch adjustments, and okay, okay, pitch adjustment time. All right, so yeah, I think it all comes to pitch adjustments. So we need to figure out normalized pitch adjustment grace count, and I don't think that we need to check on undefined those things, simply because when you compare two values, one of them is undefined, then it doesn't matter, right? So let me check. If let's say 5, then it's false. It's also false, and of course this is false. Yeah. Okay, so let's hope that it would work for all cases. Which adjustment is found, that it means that normalized. Do we need normalization here? I think probably. Yeah, but in this case we need normalized pitch adjustment grace count here. Yeah. Okay, so okay, so if the node is Grace, then we are just assigning to normalized pitch adjustment Grace count, I suspect. Yeah. And now okay, now we need to figure out that that this thing okay, we need to be sure that normalized pitch adjustment Grace count is greater or equal to this thing. Yeah, we here we're sure that the timings are the same. So yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't necessarily mean that the timing for treble claps or key signatures before unit are in the same time frame. I mean, it's just getting more and more complex. Yeah, this condition wouldn't work if time frames are different for pitch adjustments by key signature before. Because like I must be sure that this timing and this timing are kind of like they're kind of like equal or something like that. So yeah, so what does it mean? It means that there is another condition, and by the way, I think this variable name should be renamed. Pitch adjustments. pitch adjustment, grace count. Yeah. I guess it's closer to the truth, but I don't know. Okay, so this thing is found, and most importantly that pitch adjustment time is strictly equal to this time, and then that normalized pitch adjustment grace count is greater or equal to this pitch grace count, which is must be also normalized. Yeah. Okay, so this is how it goes. Or otherwise, if it's not found, then oh my god. I'm super confused. Wait a second. Okay, so okay, I just need to delete this, or otherwise, if it's not found, then it's not found, and everything is good. I need to create variables which will more clearly indicate those conditions, but for now it's okay. I can always simplify those things. My philosophy is that I would rather have a big stretch of information rather some lack of information. So, and yeah, I can easily read this thing. So, anyways, okay, so I think it should work. I'm not quite sure, but I think it should work. Let me run all the tests just in case. Of course I'm gonna run them and everything works fine. Yeah, it's quite narrow case, but you know, if I can foresee those things, I would always write those things. Okay, maybe I should kind of like look at the coverage for those cases, but let's just test from the heart and see what's gonna happen. Okay, if we take a look at the tests, I don't remember the latest test that I created. I think it's key signature, something like that. Key signature for right. Now I'm thinking more about cross measure appliance. So let me copy this test as a base for the next one, and let me create example. No, not example. Sorry. Key signature 5.txt. With key signature, blah blah blah. And yeah, let's leave it like this just to see that everything works fine. Yeah. I'm also curious about the fact that, let's say, if this thing, let's remove this thing. Let's now say that this is with natural key, and then let's create another measure with the same nodes. So this thing should work only for this measure, and then we continue this thing. So yeah, let's see if it works. Okay, npm run test audio create key signature 5. And let's test this specific thing, key signature 5. Okay, so I'm expecting that it goes this getting applied by this key signature, then we go to natural mode, then we go back, then we are going with the same settings, then we play one note with natural, and then we come back to the key signature adjustments. So let's see. Yeah, surprisingly it works. Not sure why I said surprisingly. Usually I'm pretty sure that everything works, but yeah. Anyways, I think it's all good. Yeah. Okay, now what can we do now? Let me get inspired by the other tests. Yeah. Yeah, that works as well. Okay. So we coming back to the Grace notes, I suppose. Grace 43, as far as I remember. Grace 43. Okay, so the plan is, let me open the editor. So my plan is to, let's start with simple tests where it's like, so let's say we have Grace node with some, let's say C5 with I guess it's key signature major before, and okay, and let's say it's another Grace node with natural key. By the way, I'm not sure why do I have like, okay, it's showing like this. Okay, never mind. So S5, C5 is grace. So yeah, let's examine this thing, and let's put some tempo, of course, otherwise I'm not gonna hear anything. So let's say it's something like this. Yeah, I can do it. I mean, sometimes I'm just so happy to do those things in unison. I think it would take forever to type this thing in any other app. Or maybe I'm just that bad at other music score applications, but yeah. But I think when you're so bad at those applications, you're forced to create something cool is this one. So yeah, I've been always humble. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen. So it's like grace 43. I think the biggest challenge for me in general while when I'm developing something is just to enjoy the moment, and kind of like focus on something that I'm doing right now without thinking about some other problems that I have in the code or in general like future plans and stuff like that, because when you think a lot about those things, it can drive you crazy. And yeah, luckily I can improve in that regard and just try to enjoy the moment. But it's difficult because you always want more and you're impatient, and yeah, but I realize that no matter what, I'm not gonna achieve everything I want, because my appetite is unlimited, unfortunately. So, but if I can do media expert, I would say that I can focus more on writing theory on how you implement such applications, which is, by the way, I think is more important than releasing open source. Because one thing when you just open the code and somebody might read it, but very few people could really understand what's going on in your code. But the other thing is that when you can release a book or some articles on some theory behind what you have implemented, and of course it's your version, it's your data structures, or it's your vision of how to do those things, but it's better to have this vision rather than not having nothing at all. And it also can improve, I think, dramatically the quality of the code and how you view the whole problem in general. So yeah, I think most of the software sucks in terms of how it's implemented is because it's been implemented without any theory, because you need to explore theory, but the only way to acquire the knowledge is go through the practice. There is no way around, because to foresee all the details, all the possible cases that you must cover is just insane amount of those things and details. So probably you need to focus on practice first and extract as much theory as you can. I think it's the best way to serve yourself and the humanity, not just releasing open source. Because like code, no matter how good you are at coding, I think it's just implementation of the theory. But if you don't present theory in the full capacity, I don't think it's worth that much. So yeah. Okay, let's focus on our test. Yeah, let's run all the tests. Yeah, it takes almost 2 seconds, which is not so much considering how many tests we've run right now. I mean, we've run a lot of tests, to be honest. I need to put here a number of tests, otherwise it's just non-representative enough. So okay, so let me open my test. Mm, 24 seconds. I think I overdo this thing. I don't know. Okay, so I definitely overdone this thing, so let's recreate. I'm not quite sure though why it didn't work. Yeah. Alright, so okay, I think I understand exactly why. I think simply because I think I'm not supposed to have this strict timing, I suspect. Because the thing is that this pitch adjustment time is not in the same time frame as this one, but yeah, it exists, and I think that yeah. Yeah. But on the other hand, if let's say it has some grace counts, then I don't necessarily need to consider them. Yeah, it's getting quite tricky, or rather trickier and trickier. So okay. So this normalized pitch adjustment grace count. Yeah, I mean it all depends on this thing, and okay. Okay, so I think that this is not the first condition in a priority. Let's say if the pitch adjustments time equals to pitch adjustments time by key signature before phone out. And let's say that pitch adjustment by K is found. Okay, this thing, I guess. Something like this is better. So pitch adjustments time, which is found by key signature before for node. Then if those two things are equal, then we are taking in consideration, okay, this thing is also found. Then we are must be sure that this more or equal to this thing. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's just test it and see, because to me it seems like now it's not necessary. So I don't know, let's check it out. There should be one failing test, I hope so. Yeah, let's see what it brings to us. So this is what was before, which is not correct. This one is correct. Okay, now what I wanna hear is how it reflects key signatures before grace units. Like, you know, if we have a sequence of them, how they've been reflected. This is, I think, is also quite important, and this is why I had that thing. But right now I'm just thinking, I mean, I don't know, I need to think about it. Okay, I need to think about how to create a test for this. It shouldn't be that difficult, but I don't know. Let's recreate this thing. So it's Grace 43. All right. Okay, so let me consider another test. Grace 44. Node.txt. Alright, so let me open the editor. I think it goes with the same. Let me think. Yeah, I guess it goes with the same. In the same way, or maybe not. So here should be quarter, let's say. Yeah, I probably need here only grace units. So let's say is grace. Let's move this thing one up, just to give more space, maybe 2 up. Okay. Let's have multiple values. Okay, now let's say key signature A major before. We have key signature C major. We have key signature A major. And here, let's say with sharp key. Okay. I think it's kind of interesting test, of course. I'm not quite sure. I need to think. I suspect that this thing should be also adjusted in a different way. Okay, let's consider the fact that if I'm having this key right before, I also need to have. Okay, so let's say we got the same thing here. Which is also is grace. And let's say the next thing is with natural key, and then we got this thing. I'm just gonna test grace notes, then I can mix things up, and I suspect it's better to have this tempo. Okay, so okay, so let's say we got this. Let's create the tests. Grace 44. Now let's run all the tests again. So I need to prepare myself to listen this thing. So it's supposed to change here, then it goes back, then it goes again, then it goes back. It stays the same, then it goes down, and then it stays the same. Okay, let's see. Okay, so yeah, I think I found one thing that I missed. So yeah, I'm not quite sure that this thing. Okay, let me recreate this test for key signature 5 or 6, I don't remember. Okay, I guess it's 6. And let me remove grace notes. I'm just curious if this works for if this thing works for regular notes. Key signature 5 or yeah, it's 6. Okay. Oh. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so it works for regular notes, which is really nice. Let me hear again. Okay, so it changes, it changes, it changes, it changes, it stays the same changes and stays the same. Okay, so it works. So this thing cancels the adjustments, but when we working with the grace notes, it's no longer working. Okay, it's 44. Yeah. Okay, so I think that I think it might be because of this condition that was before. So just let's have this one and run this specific test again. Specific grace 44. Oh, it haven't changed, which is not very good. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's been caused by this comparison. I don't know. Okay, let me just what's gonna happen if, let's say, I'm gonna remove this condition? Will it still work? I don't know. Let's figure out. Okay. I think I didn't delete it properly. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, probably. I'm a bit confused, to be honest. Okay, let me figure out what's going on. I just need to delete this thing. Okay. Okay, I haven't deleted everything. Just 1 second. Okay, now, yeah. Okay, Grace 44. Yeah, it didn't change. I mean, it did change nothing, to be honest, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I mean, but to this logic it must be present regardless. Because otherwise I think some of the tests would fail. Okay. Okay, so it's a bit weird. I don't know what to do. trying to figure out. Okay. I'm curious if this variable, let me think, not this one, probably this one, no, sorry, yeah, this one. I'm curious, is this true or not, because it would decide many things. Okay, yeah, they're all true. Okay. And this is true. Then okay, I'm trying to understand, but there is a tricky part, which is like, I mean, the trickiest part which I had in mind is covered by this case, by this condition. But there are certainly different things that I have in mind, which potentially could cause a lot of problems. Okay, so the bottom line is that this node should be changed, but it's not. This stays the same. This is not changed, and I think only the last two are correct. Let me hear again. Okay, so yeah, these two are correct. This is correct, this is correct, this is correct, and this is correct, this as well, but this one already doesn't sound right, and this one as well. So at C major, they're not reflecting anything. Okay. And I need to understand why. I think this condition is satisfied. This one is satisfied, I think, as well. Okay, let me think. Okay, I don't think that the problem is hidden here, because apparently then that when we found this thing, it's no longer being applied here. So so yeah, and I think I understand why, because I suspect that, if I'm not wrong, just let me check. So pitch adjustment, yeah, pitch adjustment are okay. So it goes with the grace. Now think. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is not the problem. This is not the problem. But definitely the problem is in this place, because when it comes to the keys it works fine, but when it comes to the key signatures it's already doesn't work. Let me just compare those things. Okay. Okay, so let me just figure out what's going on in this variable. I'm just curious what kind of stuff in there. Okay. Okay. Okay, there is a print function. So let's print it. Alright, so this is our stave. We got the pitch adjustments 507. Okay. Grace count is 0. Then we got pitch adjustments, which is empty. And yeah, I don't like this thing because let's see in comparison. Key signature 6, I think. And yeah, here we got the pitch adjustments in every place. So to me it seems like we don't have enough information in this array. For some reason those pitch adjustments are not written. Although so let me check. Okay. Oh, okay, they are not ordered. Okay, so let's print ordered things. Okay. Yeah, 0.5. I mean, it's not something I wanted, but anyways, let's go back. Why? Okay, so okay, it's key signature 6. And yeah. Okay, 0.6. Yeah, we do have actually some of the empty arrays, but I'm not quite sure why. And why does it work? That's the question. Okay, need to think about that. Okay, so I'm not quite sure that it's gonna help, but I put this array of 0 adjustments for this C major A minor because I think it's quite important to have them, right? And yeah. But for some reason, for regular key signatures, they've worked. I mean, for regular notes. I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, let's find out. Okay. Grace 44. I suspect. Yeah. Okay, at least it's failed, which is nice. Let's hear. Okay, so this is good, but I don't understand why it worked. For regular notes. I truly don't understand this. Yeah, that's the magic. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now it works, but I still don't understand why it did work for regular units. There was it. Oh, okay, I see. So yeah. Yeah, MIDI pitch adjustment and okay. Okay, it seems like this thing. Okay, page adjustments by key signatures. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, it's still, I still don't understand it. And practice shows if I don't understand something, it means it doesn't work. So I gotta understand why it did work without these things in the first place. So MIDI pitch adjustment, 0, 0. Okay, so pitches by not names. And that's the same thing basically. I don't know. There must be some difference. Okay, let's remove this thing. Just to be sure, and let's run the tests. I don't think I have updated the... Or maybe I updated, I don't know. Okay, let me update this test at least, because it seems like it works. npm run test audio create Grace 44. Yeah, as I can see, at least I have those adjustments in place. Anyways, so I think that we need... we can... command this thing. Yeah, for some reason I think it's... shouldn't work, but it works for some reason. Okay, let's remove this. And there will be one failing test, which is this one, but I wish it was like more failing tests. Okay. Which adjustments by key signature? Key signature name. Okay. Okay, I'm just curious. Like, what's going on here? Let's remove this thing. Not the create, but rather run. Alright. Okay, that's interesting. Alright. 5 0 Yeah, somewhere we break, that's why we are not considering everything. Okay. Okay. And that's so, then... Yeah, sometimes I'm more scared that my code works rather than it doesn't work. Especially if I don't understand why it works. Because in this particular case, for key signature 6 test, it shouldn't work without, of course, with empty array here. It shouldn't work. But for some reason my code handles this in some way. Yeah. Oh, I think I understand why. Yeah, I think I realized that. Maybe I realized that. I don't know. Let me think. Yeah, I think I'm quite close to the understanding of what's going on. So by default, pitch adjustment for note is 0, and then we're going through the pitch adjustments for key signature. Okay, let's say we got key signatures with empty array, and because of that, because of that, we are breaking at some point, I suspect, but we shouldn't, right? I mean, we should continue our search for key signatures before, I think. Yeah, but for some reason we are breaking. I'm not quite sure why. So we need to find that place where we break prematurely or unnecessary toll and see what's going on. Yeah. Okay, so let's find out the breakpoints. So the first breakpoint is this one, and it includes the condition that basically if the pitches are in the same place, then we are, no matter what, we are kind of like breaking because this thing is found. Yeah. Okay. Let's find out. True, false, true, false, false, and now the true. Okay, true, false, which is, yeah, which is correct. True, when then we go false, false, and others are true, 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 true. Which means that it kind of like should work. Okay, so okay. So if that's not found, this is 0. Oh, wait a second, but this is not correct, because even if we consider that this thing is not being found, then we should still go before this, right? But we, for some reason, not going there. Okay, let me print this again. Yeah. Okay. Key signature 6. So, and also let's print ordered time frames, because those things are kind of like important too. Zero, yeah, it seems like they're in a correct order. I mean, yeah. Okay, so to me it seems like we are breaking some logic here. Although, not quite sure though which condition is not satisfied. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so apparently this thing doesn't work at all. So let's find out. Okay. Key signature 6. Okay, let me think. So this is pitch adjustment, rather pitch from the key signature, and this one from the note itself. So 5 0. Is this should be 0? That's kind of weird. Oh yeah, because it's C. Yeah. Okay, 0 5 0 0 0 true. 5 0, and then it goes just false. So we're even not entering this territory. Oh right, because this thing is empty. Okay. Oh, okay, so this thing is empty. But if this thing is empty, we should go to time frame before. but for some reason we're not moving to the previous time frame, and I don't really understand why. I don't really understand why. Let's go with pitch adjustment time, and yeah, there are a lot of, I already log a lot of stuff. I need to be careful. Okay, so we are logging current pitch adjustment time, and let's log also not time. Let's just, I don't know, let's remove this thing because it can be confusing. Are there any other? Okay, let's remove this thing. Let's comment those things. Let's go again. Key signature 6. Yeah. Pitch adjustment time and not time. Okay, 3-0 pitch adjustment time. Oh right, because we are going from the latest time frame to this, you know, to the left side. So 3-0. There's 0, 0, and 0. Then we going. So this is second note, obviously. This is second note. Yeah, we are trying to move those things, and then yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but for some reason, yeah, for some reason we are breaking at some point. I don't really understand why. Okay, we need to consider only last key signature adjustment. I even wrote a comment here. Okay. Oh, okay, interesting. We need to consider only last key signature adjustment. Oh, okay, I understood. Now I understood what's going on. Okay, yeah, now that makes sense. Do we really need to consider only last key signature? Interestingly, but yes, we really need to consider only last. Okay, at least I do understand this. Okay. So I wrote a comment to indicate this, but okay. Maybe I can write something more explicitly here. I'm not quite sure. Let me think. We need to consider only last key signature adjustments. Yeah, I think I haven't considered this thing because I was focused too much on different aspect, but yeah, now I understand. Okay, so hopefully now it would work. I hope I haven't left any comments. Okay, yeah, or rather console logs. Okay, so it works and I understand why, which is quite important. Okay, so Grace 44. Now I need to be more careful. Now I need to think more about how to combine these things with other things. And also probably, preferably I would say, I need to check how it works in cross-stave environment as well. Which is another headache. But yeah. So should I do right now cross-stave thing? Maybe. I have something interesting in my mind. Let's see if this would work. Let's hear one more time. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's think how can I do this for cross-stave thing. Okay, let's do the same. All right, but what can I say here is just that I wanna be with natural. Let's go with flat key just for fun, and let's go here for flat key. Yeah, I think in order to compare those things, I would say that we can create new line. Can do something like this. So yeah. So I'm just trying to test that in this example, these two staves work differently. So yeah, hopefully it would work. Grace 45. Okay, let's create a test. Okay. Grace 45, and let's now to run all those tests. Okay, let's hear what we got. Okay, I think I just copied incorrectly. 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. I think it should be like this. Rather, okay, yeah. With sharp key. I don't remember it. Just 1 second. Okay, the second one with natural key. I think, yeah. Okay. Flat key. Okay. Yeah, it works. Grace 45. I don't remember. Yeah. Okay. Now let's run all the tests again. Okie dokie. Okay, so the change of the key works as well. Alright, and what else can we do? That's a good question. Yeah, I think I need to combine somehow yeah, I think I need to combine somehow Grace nodes with like principal nodes in this configuration and see if this thing still works or not. So yeah. I'm trying to think ahead what else can be tested, but I think that in general I would probably rely a bit on test coverage, because the thing is, test coverage is pretty useless when you write unit tests, but test coverage is extremely useful if you write integrational tests, which I'm doing right now. And yeah, I think in my case it would bring a lot of useful thoughts on what I can test. But again, it doesn't mean that I should completely rely on test coverage. So let me just combine this exact sample or test with principal nodes. Maybe I can change some of the nodes to principal nodes, and it would bring something. Yeah. Grace46.txt. Let's copy this thing. Let's put here this. And now, okay, so let me think. I suspect that we need to okay, let's do this as a principal node, I guess. Oh wow. To me it seems like a bug. No? Or maybe I'm hallucinating, but yeah. Okay, let me think more straightforward. Oh, no, it's all good. Okay, now I need to focus on... it's difficult to focus, to be honest, but yeah, let's say we can remove this thing. Okay, now what? Now let's think we can... okay, let's remove this. Let's remove this. Okay. And let's just copy this thing right below. And let's okay, let me think. Let's do this like a flat key. Oh my god. Flat key as well as here. Yeah. And let's test this thing. So this one is the latest Grace 40. Okay, so this 46. And let's hope for the best. Grace 46. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Maybe it will be more easy to detect errors. Okie dokie. Okay, let's go again. Okay, I think this thing doesn't work properly, or am I crazy? Oh no, it works actually. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me check again. Okay, so it seems working. npm run test, or rather coverage. Okay. The annoying part, I think, is that I need to run all the tests. Maybe I can check coverage only for MIDI part. I'm not like entirely sure if that's a good thing. But yeah. Okay, now let's do report, and let's open the report for, I don't know, where does this thing? Okay, let's open MIDI, which is covered right now on 76%, which is good, but not perfect, of course. Okay, this thing I'm not gonna cover, or at least I would cover at the end, because this thing is kind of like just tempos, different type of tempos. Calculated stave index where clap before is considered. Okay, so it's not completely covered. What I'm interested in coverage of this pitch for note time frame. Pitch. Oh wow, are you sure? That's crazy. 100%? I don't believe it. Oh, okay, 100%, but 80, 98 like branches. Okay, functions 100%. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. But why doesn't show all the branches? Or rather the branches that I haven't covered. Yeah, I don't know. Can I get somehow this information, please? What is E? I don't know. Okay, I haven't covered one particular thing, but I don't really understand. Okay, that's weird. At least here I can see what's not covered, but there I don't see much. Add time frames. Okay. Yeah, I mean this one is quite simple. Okay, so I need to figure out how to... Okay, I guess this thing shows me what's not covered, probably. I don't know. Should I trust this thing? So pitch adjustments hour for each step, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm just checking if this thing I don't really understand what's going on. Okay, E is for excellent, G for good. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. So... Okay, so there is no else part taken here. So I think this is what comes to this thing. Okay, so let me think, how can I maybe cover it? I don't know. I don't think I can, to be honest. Yeah. Anyways, I think I'm pretty happy with the progress I made today. At least I added some tests for pitch adjustments. Maybe I should test pitch adjustments even more. I don't know. But yeah, the next thing I want to do is try to think and focus my energy on page index and combining measures from different from different pages, if it's possible. But the biggest problem is I don't know how to write tests for multiple pages. That's yeah, that's really unclear to me. Let me just push the changes because, you know, I've done great work. Yeah. Okay. Git push region. Let me just quickly check that the linter is not failed. Oh yeah, sure. Let me comment this thing. Okay. Okay, so okay. Alright, I think it's a good progress for today. Unfortunately, I don't have more time, but you know, it is what it is.